Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Couscous. If you haven't watched the part 1 of this video, I would like you to pause and go back and watch the part 1, because in the part 1, Cyril had taken us through the name of the scholarship, the document checklist, scholarship requirements, and all of that. So in this video, the part 2, Cyril is going to take us through the interview questions, first of all the application questions and how you should answer them, the interview questions and how you should answer them, and the ideal candidates for this Shell Postgraduate Scholarship in the UK, okay? That's basically what this video is going to be about. If you're new here, my name is Couscous. Welcome to the channel. We are talking about fully funded Niger Delta Shell Scholarship for postgraduate studies in the UK. So do stay tuned, don't go away. Cyril, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for the part 1, it was very detailed. Let's get the video started. Okay, Cyril, tell us about the application process. You said that application questions, you said we have 4 essays, right?
Yes, 4 essays.
Okay, so tell us about that.
Okay, thank you. So there are 4 essays on the application form. Not just 4 essays, but then there are other sections: biodata, personal details, academic details, experiences, and all. So for the 4 essays, which I think were like the determining factors that ultimately led to my shortlisting for the next stage, the first question, which I had to write an essay on, was about outlining my most outstanding non-academic achievements.
Yeah.
So I think one thing about this question is they were trying to see what the applicants had done aside, just studying books, aside academics and all. So they wanted to know more about your extracurricular activities, and it was even very specific, like your most outstanding. So it's not enough to just have
random things. It has to be outstanding.
Yeah.
So what did you write there?
Okay, so mine was a juggle because I'd done something during my NYSC.
You had too many outstanding experiences.
No, several extracurricular activities. So I did something during my NYSC. I served in a CDS group as a secretary. And we organized rallies, we went to secondary schools, we spoke to people against corruption, we did radio jingles and all of that. So I felt that was enough for me to just summarize everything, while also chipped in a few things from my undergrad.
So you did not just use one experience?
No. I used one as a background,
okay,
that brought in the others. So because I'd done something in my undergrad, I just said, okay, these things led to me doing this during my NYSC.
Oh, this was the foundation.
Yeah, that sort of thing. So they saw the NYSC experience, the extracurricular, the things I did in NYSC, but then they also saw the things I did that gave me that skill to have been the secretary.
Leadership capacity.
Yeah, that's leadership capacity. So this one I just spoke about was for 150 words. Then the second essay was about details of any previous work experience in the oil and gas industry or related fields. So now there is also the experience section in this essay, which is not this one.
Okay.
So in
that one,
section,
does it have word limit?
It doesn't have word limits, but for this one it has like 120 words.
And this one is specific to oil and gas or related.
Yes. So for this one, you're trying to summarize your oil and gas or related experience in 120 words. So if you worked in 2 or 3 different places, try to summarize everything into 120 words.
So what did you write?
So I had 2 internships already. So I wrote about the internship I was currently on at the time.
That was in an oil and gas firm.
In an oil and gas firm. I was lucky.
Cyril, you had planned that you were going to apply for the scholarship years before, right?
So I had planned, yes.
So you knew exactly what they wanted and you started working towards it.
I did not know about the essays.
Okay.
But so during my NYC I had to switch PPS. So I didn't know about the essays, but I felt maybe all these things were leading me to.
What did you study in your undergrad?
petroleum and gas engineering.
I beg you, are already in
So-
the field, so.
Yeah, so I wrote about my experiences in the oil and gas industry.
So, but what do you think would be that related field?
Okay, so a related field could be IT, because IT almost finds applications in every industry these days. It's
So,
a related field.
I was thinking,
Yeah.
of course, you're right. So, I'm thinking maybe if I wanted to, since I don't know if as a lawyer,
Yeah.
you could have, there's a chance I would have applied for this if I wanted to switch. So I would say something like I worked in a law firm, and we worked most of our clients, because most of our clients Shell, we handled a lot of Shell and NDC cases.
Yeah, sure.
Is that
sure.
related
Yeah,
experience?
it's related because you have to interface with oil
You
and gas.
see?
Or if you just
I can
have
switch
maybe
to
manufacturing.
anything.
Of course, or even if it's manufacturing, because your manufacturing can find its applications in the oil and gas industry, so it's related.
Yeah, great. So I think it's really about how you couch or answer that question.
Yeah.
Don't easily disqualify yourself
Exactly.
thinking
So
that you
can
don't
find a way
fit in. Yeah, integrate it.
So the third essay was ambitions and career plan. So
This question is always in almost all scholarship applications.
Exactly.
How many words?
This is 450 words.
Okay.
This one, you're just trying to. I think this is where you're now convincing them that you, in quotes, actually have a lot of plans that would really depend on you getting the scholarship. So in my case, I wrote about things that would contribute to the development in the Niger Delta region, because since the scholarship is Niger Delta based, I had to write on things that would that I have in mind to do for the Niger Delta region.
Like what?
A lot of things.
Like tell us one.
Okay. So
don't go copy you. Shall tell us one.
So one thing is with the soot problem in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
You know about the soot problem, right? Like there's a soot, black soot. When you come outside, you spread your clothes, and then in a couple of minutes, it's already stained.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
the weather is, the atmosphere is contaminated.
Yeah, with I think it has to do with some kind of activities, refining activities in some area, Transylvania region.
Wow.
So I intend to. That was one of the things I wrote about. I intend to solve, maybe not in a very direct way, but in other ways, maybe with respect to energy transition, several policies and all of that. So essentially,
you identified a problem.
Yeah, identified the problem.
And you created ways, or you recommended ways you feel you're going to be able to solve that problem.
Yeah. And then they're talking about career plan and ambition. So I brought in, the 5-year, 10-year, 15-year trajectory thing.
Yeah.
So I brought
the short, medium, and long term. Yeah.
Exactly. So I brought all that into the picture.
Yeah.
And told them what I wanted to function as after my masters. And
wow. So you basically used. I always tell people, use SMART goals when you're trying to convince someone about your career plan. It should be specific, it should be measurable, attainable, and all of that. So you gave them the short, medium, and long term. They didn't ask, but he used his medulla. Okay, interesting.
And then the final essay was, so please describe your reasons for applying for the particular course.
Okay.
Particular university. So this one was for 120 words. And for this essay, I tried to, see how best. I mean, Shell already knows Imperial is a very good school. Ranked, they know Abardeen is good, they know Leeds is good. So I tried to look for
So no need to provide all those general things.
Those very generic things again,
that every other person will be providing.
So I looked for specifics. So, for example, for people who are in STEM, so Imperial has like a sustainable energy futures lab. They also have like research in the areas of carbon storage and carbon sequestration. So, try to be as specific as you can here, so that you're also showing them that you've been in touch with the school. You know some faculty, some lecturers. So, try to project something that shows this is very particular to
I'm
this
glad
student,
that
very
Cyril is
particular
saying
to
this thing,
course.
and we haven't made any videos together before. We didn't apply for the same scholarship,
Yeah.
but the things he's sharing are things I have already shared in this channel. Thank God, so that people will see that.
Yeah.
You know, these things are important no matter the
very
platform.
important. Yeah, very important.
Hmm.
And it's 120 words.
So it's very limited.
It's very limited. So
you have to try to convince them
Exactly.
in the best possible way with limited words.
Yes.
Amazing. Congratulations once again. So you said after the application there is interview.
Yes.
So you first have to convince them through these ones before you now go ahead,
Exactly.
for the interview. So tell us, how was the interview experience?
Okay, so so I was notified about, I said 6 weeks initially. So I was notified about 6 weeks after I submitted, after the deadline, that hello, welcome. You're invited for a technical interview.
Yeah.
With just about a week's notice. So now I had to submit some documents.
Okay. Those documents.
The documents I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
I had to submit those documents first. I had one of my lecturers write me a letter of recommendation, my local government identification documents, my certificate and transcripts. I had to submit all these documents
to Shell. That was in the first video. So if you haven't watched it, sorry, you should go and watch that.
Yeah, I had to submit all these documents to Shell. And then I was asked to prepare a technical presentation on a technical topic.
Yeah, technical. Can you remember the topic?
Well, in my case, I used my undergraduate project.
Oh, they didn't give you a specific topic. It was just up to you.
It was up to me. Yeah. So some people had already done some other research aside the undergraduate project. But in my own case, I just used my undergraduate because I felt, it was
How long was it after you graduated and when you applied? How many years?
So I finished in 2018 and I applied in 2020.
So that was just like 2 years apart.
Yeah, 1 year NYSC plus 6 months waiting for NYSC to come. Those delays.
So it was still a bit close.
Yeah,
Don't go and be using something I did 10 years ago.
Yeah, so you can easily just relate to some terms in research and So that was it. And then I had to prepare that presentation. I submitted my slides
ahead of the interview.
Yeah, ahead of the interview. Now let's go to the day of the interview. So they gave me a time slot that was to last for, I think, between 20 to 30 minutes. And so that day I dressed very well. I wore my suit, very formal and everything. And it was virtual. Usually it was supposed to be physical, but because of COVID, it was now virtual. So it was over Teams. So I logged on. They welcomed me. So there were like 12 to 16 guests who I was to who were on the panel.
That's a lot of people.
The interviewing panel. Yeah, so I spent like the first 3 minutes of my time just greeting people and meeting different people and saying welcome.
They were introducing
themselves. And this and that, and take your time, don't feel too tense and all.
And they were all Nigerians.
They were all Nigerians.
Okay. I guess Shell workers as well.
Shell workers, people from academia, like different people. Like it was. I still can't remember some of the people I met that day.
Interview.
Yes. So after all the introductions, it was now time for me to. Okay, before my presentation, I was asked a couple of questions.
Can you remember the questions?
One of the questions I remember I was asked was about I think the very typical introduce yourself or can we meet you?
Can we meet you? Let's meet you.
Let's meet you. Those interview, let's meet you kind of questions. So
Have I answered this question? Interview questions. I think I have in one of these videos.
Yeah, so I introduced myself in less than 3 minutes. I told them everything about who I was that wasn't on my CV. Because I believe they wanted to know other things that were not exactly on my CV, or I did not really expatiate on my CV. So CV is also one of the documents.
Oh, okay. Curriculum vitae.
Yes. So after that, I was then asked to give my presentation.
Okay, so they only asked you, let us meet you.
Yes.
And then you did your presentation.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! So that presentation is everything.
And then after the presentation, there were more questions.
From the presentation.
From the presentation.
Oh my goodness! You have to be very grounded.
Yeah.
Whether the questions, was it like an attack, or they just wanted you to give more explanation?
It was more of trying to find out if I really knew the fundamentals of my presentation, of what my topic was all about, and also asking me for where I intend to take the presentation to, the extent to which I was willing to maybe research further, if I made some kind of inquiries. And they asked some, background, because I studied petroleum engineering. They asked me some fundamental petroleum engineering questions
that were not in your presentation.
That were not in my presentation. So I believe
it's even good that it's technical questions, because if I'm a lawyer, you ask me fundamental questions in law, I would probably know. Not all those ones I'll be asking you things that are very different from your field.
From your field, yeah. And that was it. And then they asked me if I had published my work. Yeah, it was. I'm not sure if it was very, very important for.
Did you publish any work?
Yeah, I'd published it.
You had published your project.
Yes.
On what platform?
International Journal of Engineering.
Amazing.
So I published it, but it's not like a very strong requirement. But they just asked. It was one of the questions I was asked if I had published it. And I think that was it.
So the interview took like how long?
20 to 30 minutes. Because the presentation was for 50 minutes.
So was it all the 16 people that asked you questions after all?
Well, it wasn't all of them. But some of them didn't have questions. So after my presentation, I saw a lot of hands raised. And
you just be like, what is going on?
Yeah, like I think I received like 6 to 7 questions.
Wow, that's...
for my presentation, and then background, fundamental petroleum engineering. Yeah.
Interesting. So how long after the interview did you get the outcome?
Yeah, so I had the interview in the first week of June.
Okay.
Last week of May, first week of June. And I was notified in the first week of August.
Okay, that's like 2 months later.
First week of August.
By Shell or by Imperial?
By Shell.
How did you feel?
Yeah, so that day, I mean, it was, nothing really prepares you for that kind of experience, the joy and everything.
I remember that when I got my email, I was just screaming. You're positive. You think you want it to come out great, but when you actually see it, it's unbelievable. And
there's this thought that comes into your mind, like something should happen, like it's not true or something. Maybe something will jinx it. It's
a dream. Wake me up.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. And so after I was notified, I then had to do all the documentation, all the necessary forms, onboarding forms.
Was it Shell that sent you those forms,
Shell.
or Imperial?
Shell,
communicated with you.
Yes.
Were there further deadlines, like we're sending you this document, return it within this time, within this time?
Yes. Because I think they had some people on the reserve list that they wanted to
upgrade.
Yeah. So they gave us deadlines to submit those
documents. So after submitting the documents, who does the visa application?
Yeah, so you do the visa application yourself.
Just like Chivney.
Just like Chivney and I think Commonwealth.
Yeah.
So after you're done doing the visa application and everything, and you're ready with your visa, your flights will be booked for you, and then all your
by Shell.
And then all your visa fees are reimbursed.
Okay, you pay the visa fees. You pay the immigration fees.
Yes.
Hey, wait.
you get a reimbursement for everything.
Hey, let me just pause here and make this comment.
Yeah.
You know, some people feel like when they're applying for scholarships, they should not have their own money.
Mhm.
People come to this channel and say that, if you check comment section, they'll say, oh, I want to apply to this university and they're asking for application fee. Should I pay? No, don't pay. Don't pay. If you do not want to pay an application fee, apply to a school that do not or does not require application fee. And I tell people, always keep your money because you will need it. So immigration fee was how much? Like sorry, NHS fee. IHS
Yeah,
was how much?
Um,
Because I didn't have to pay all of that. If you are achieving Commonwealth or Marshall Scholar,
there was no
Marshall Scholar. When you get to the payment point, it's zero.
Oh wow.
Yes, so we don't have to pay anything.
Oh, wow.
But yours is reimbursement. Imagine these people don't have money now. So you how much did you pay?
So I think IHS was around, and that was like last year. And Naira.
I hear it has increased this year. There's a video I made about Tier 4 student visa application.
Yeah.
We listed almost all the fees there, and even someone who now applied this year came to the comment section saying, "Omo, these fees have increased."
I think they doubled.
No, they're not double, but they have increased.
The dollar rates and everything.
Because of that, yeah.
So I think I paid for IHS last year was about 200. I'm not even sure.
£200.
Everything was below $1,000. So
For you.
$1,000 for me.
Everything, the visa fee. That's still plenty money.
Yeah, it's still a lot.
If you compare to $1,000 now, is 1,000. Was it now below $1,000 or £1,000?
No, $1,000.
So if you convert now, that's like 500k. You just, and then you had to just do it, and then they reimburse the full fee. Yeah,
they reimburse the full fee.
They'll show you have to show them the receipts, or they have a standard amount.
No, you have to show the receipts,
and they give you exactly what you spent.
Exactly what you spent.
No addition on top.
Okay, there is also some kind of so this is like your flights. You know, it's like a flight fee,
departure allowance,
that kind of thing. So they just combine everything, your visa and their departure allowance. Because when you arrive in the UK, when you arrive in the UK, you're going to want to settle. Yeah,
settle down and all of that.
Yeah.
So the scholarship. So when you booked your flight and you arrived in the UK, how were you able to settle it? Is it your school now, or do they have a program officer that answers your questions or helps you settle in?
So for Shell scholars, we're usually welcome. Like when we go to the UK, we have like a welcome sort of entourage, like a welcome. Someone was there to welcome us
from the airport.
You
guys are big people.
And
hey.
So we had someone there to welcome us. And
from your university or from Shell?
No, from Shell. So now for my university, we had someone from Shell, but I hear some other university have someone from their university.
Okay.
So we had someone welcome us, and then we had to sort of ease in and settle down into the UK. Yeah, after about 3 days, because we had our accommodations booked from Nigeria already. So after like 2 to 3 days.
Who books the accommodation?
That's left for you. Like you book your
of course, the student, you just book whatever you want,
Whatever you want, you can book that for yourself. So after about 2 to 3 days, we had already like settled into different accommodations. And for people who are coming in this year, because last year there was like a 14-day isolation.
Yeah.
So we had to isolate for 14 days, but I think this year, I'm not sure.
This year it's reduced. I think if you have the vaccine, it's like 7 days or thereabout. Because when you come in, before you come in, you take the test, and then when you come in, you take the test, and then after about 4 or 5 days, you take again, and if it's negative, then you're good to roam the streets of London.
Oh, you don't even need to isolate.
You isolate when you are taking the test now. So if the second one comes out negative,
you can
roam the streets.
Wow, nice.
And then if you even take the vaccine, it's easier to
So there'll be no need for any isolation again.
If you take because I think it was recently published that those who took the vaccine from Nigeria, if they come to UK, you took the 2 doses. Come to UK, there will be no longer need to.
Oh wow.
Absolutely, I think so. So that's it, right?
Yeah.
Before we go, thank you so much, guys, and thank you, Cyril.
Yeah.
Tell us the ideal. Did you tell us the ideal
No, I
candidate?
haven't.
So tell us the ideal candidate for the scholarship. Listen, because if you want the scholarship, this is the time. Pay attention. I'm talking to you. Drop whatever you're doing. Pay attention to Cyril now.
Okay. So I think the ideal candidate, from my perspective, is somebody who, of course, who stands out of the crowd, and who is very unique in the way that they project their ideas on paper and also in person. Like on paper, I mean your essays, and in person, I mean during the interviews. So you're not conventional, doing conventional things, writing conventional essays,
making general statements.
Exactly, making general statements, that sort of thing. And also someone who has outstanding extracurricular activities as well. Maybe you volunteered for different ventures, you've led several things, in combination with your good academic standing.
Do they have an academic requirement? Did they say you must have first class or 2-1?
2-1 and above.
You must have a 2-1 and above.
2-1 and above. And also someone who also has the heart of the Niger Delta, like the interest of the Niger Delta.
And heart. Well. And this must be evidence in your career plan.
Yes, your career plan, and also the way you answer your questions. Yeah.
Amazing. What do you think? Tell us one thing you think you did that made you selected.
So
that you have not said, though.
Okay, that I haven't said.
Maybe something very specific.
I'll mention 2 things. And I'm sure Couscous has mentioned this already in one of her videos, but when you're preparing for virtual interviews, like you have to dress very well. Like dress like you're going for an in-person interview.
Yeah.
Dress very, very well, very impressive, because one of the comments they made was, "Oh, you're actually dressed well."
Amazing.
And I was like,
okay.
Supposed to
be? That means other candidates were not.
So that was the first comment they made. And then the second thing would be how you prepare your slides and how you present your technical presentation. Don't make your slides too crowded. Project ideas, make them interested and hooked to the screen, and not, moving around.
This has to do with presentation skills.
Yeah, your presentation skills, even though it's virtual.
Did you use storytelling?
Yeah, I used storytelling for some of my slides. Yeah, I did.
Because I know that when you do storytelling, people are waiting. Okay, what's up? What's up? We want to know the outcome. You use it. Yeah. Congratulations again. You're done with studies now. So we have a new set of scholars for 2021.
Yep.
So the application if you want to go for your master's in 2022, if you want to come to the UK and you want to apply for this scholarship, look out for the application in between February and March next year. But because you have watched this video, you've watched the part 1, you've watched the part 2, you basically know everything about this scholarship. If you know that you don't meet the requirements now, don't just write yourself off. All you need to do is sit down. What do I have now? What do I need to have? And how long will it take me to get these requirements? Can I meet up the deadline? If you think you can meet up the deadline, start the process. Start doing the things that will get you, to get ready before the application outcome. We wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much, Cyril. Thank you so much for staying tuned, and do click the like button. Express your gratitude in the comment section. Thank Cyril for taking you guys through all of this. This is another scholarship added to our list of other scholarships. If you're from Niger Delta, take advantage of this. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Cyril. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Keep watching other videos of ours, of mine, on this channel. If you haven't watched the part 1, please go and watch. And then we also have lots of videos on other scholarships, Commonwealth, Chevening, university-specific scholarships, and entire application process. A lot of people ask me how to make their university applications, especially because this scholarship, you need an admission, you need an unconditional admission before you apply. You will need to watch the video. If you don't know what to do, go and watch that video of how to apply to a university, and it will help you. Okay guys, let me stop talking. Take care and bye.
Bye.
Bye. because I was thinking.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hi.
Hi. Can you show you again?
What did